Now, you grew up a Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, my grandparents were devout Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's what they did, and a lot of people ask me about that, like, how was it being Jehovah's Witness? I sum it up as it wasn't any different than being Catholic or Christian or anything else. You young kid, you don't really want to go to church. You know what I mean? Your parents make you go to church on Sunday. It was the same thing, Jehovah's Witness. They made us go, and we didn't really want to go, and that's just the way it was. But it's a different religion, so it's a lot stricter.
Yeah. No holidays.
No holidays, no birthdays. So that stuff is is a little different, and it takes a toll on a child, because you wondering, like, shit, it's Christmas, why I ain't getting no gifts?
Yeah.
It's my birthday, why we not celebrating? So you wonder those things as a young kid, and you deal with that, you fight with that, and the fact that you're not supposed to deal with people outside of the religion. So it was a lot of different little things that you wonder about, growing up in that religion. But like I said, it's all relative. It's like anything else.
So are you still practicing
No.
Jehovah's Witness? Okay, so at one point you kind of moved away from it.
Yeah, no. Well, my mom, like, when I went to move with my mom, she had got this fellowship from Jehovah's Witness organization, religion.
Disfellowship?
Disfellowship.
So she got kicked out, basically, out of
Right. When you get disfellowship, it's like they banish you. Like, nobody's allowed to talk to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like real crazy. Not even like your family members. So you're supposed to still come to church, but nobody talks to you. As I was growing up as a young man, my family was Jehovah's Witnesses, so I naturally, that was my first introduction into religion.
Yeah.
Then as I got a little older, I started getting into the Muslim religion as I started to live with my mom.
Oh, really? Okay.
We started, practicing, 5%, and I learned a little bit of that. And then, I had a friend of mine, and we used to always go to his house and stay over his house a lot, because he had a nice house, and his moms used to let us, the basement was like basically our little sanctuary, so we used to have girls over and shit like that. So that was, but her thing was, the boys can come over, but on Sunday they got to go to church with us. So then I kind of got into Christianity. So I started to look at all these different religions, and what I noticed was everybody's basically saying the same thing. Everybody's giving the same message. Live a certain way. Following. Try to live in God's, likeness, and be as righteous and as holy as possible. Basically live a good life. But it was the rules set forth by man that made each religion different. Muslims, you can have more than one wife. Jehovah's Witnesses, you can't do this, you can't do that. You don't celebrate Christmas. And then Christianity had its own thing. So I started to realize this as a young man, and it turned me sour towards religion in a lot of ways, because here it is, Jehovah's Witness religion separated my family, broke up my family, and all the other religions that I was kind of learning and just dabbling with and trying to see what they were about, really didn't make a lot of sense to me either. So it kind of turned me away from religion. But I was always a spiritual person, so I felt for a lot of years, and I still do in a lot of ways, that people should have their one-on-one with God. He knows us for who we are. You can't hide nothing from him. Going to a church every Sunday doesn't mask your sins. So for a lot of years, I felt that was my relationship. It was for me to have that one-on-one with God, and not to focus on the middleman, so to speak.